I've always been a bit of a night owl, and I have this weird habit of channel surfing late at night. You know, when the world is quiet and it's just you and the glow of the screen. Most of the time, it's just endless infomercials and reruns of shows I've seen 100 times. But last Tuesday, something different happened. It was around 3 a.m. I was mindlessly clicking through channels, about to give up and go to bed. I went from channel 78 to 79, and then nothing. I clicked up again. The screen was just static, a blizzard of black and white fuzz. But my TV has this thing where it skips channels with no signal. So why did it stop here? On a whim, I typed in the numbers manually. 80. The static flickered, then resolved into an image. It was grainy, like an old home movie. The colors were washed out. It took me a second to realize what I was looking for. It was a kid, maybe 6 or 7 years old, with a bright red bicycle. He had scruffy hair and a gap-toothed grin. He was riding in circles on a suburban driveway, wobbling but so proud. Then I saw it, the little lightning bolt sticker on the bike's frame. My sticker, my bike. That kid was me. I sat bolt upright, my heart hammering against my ribs. This was impossible. It was my childhood home, my first bike. I remember that day so vividly. My dad was just off camera, I knew, cheering me on. How could this be on TV? There was no channel logo, no bug in the corner, just this memory, playing out on a loop. I grabbed the remote, my hand shaking, and clicked the info button. The program title was just a single line, The Day You Learned to Fly. I was completely captivated and a little freaked out. I watched it loop 3 or 4 times before my curiosity got the better of me. What other channels were there? I tried 81, static. 82, static. I started punching in random numbers. 95, nothing. 112, nothing. Then I tried 24. The screen flickered to life again. This time, the image was crystal clear, high definition. It was a coffee shop. I knew it instantly. The Daily Grind, my usual spot. And there I was, sitting at a corner table, laptop open, headphones on. But this wasn't a memory. This was right now, or almost right now. I glanced at my own laptop, the half-written email on the screen. The me on the TV was wearing the same grey hoodie I had on. It was a live feed of me, from an angle across the room. I looked around my own apartment. There were no cameras. How? I checked the program info again. It simply read, Tuesday, 3:15 a.m. My mind was racing. Channel 80 was the past. Channel 24 was the present. What about the future? My hand trembled as I keyed in a new number. I just picked one out of thin air, Channel 55. The screen lit up. It was an office, a corner office with huge windows overlooking a city skyline I didn't recognize. The sun was streaming in. Sitting behind a large, polished desk was a man. He looked older, maybe in his late 40s. He had a few grey hairs at his temples, some lines around his eyes, but his smile was familiar. It was my smile. It was me, 20 years from now. He looked happy, genuinely happy. He picked up a framed photo from his desk and the camera zoomed in. It was a picture of him with a woman and 2 kids all laughing on a beach. I felt a wave of relief wash over me. It's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to have a family, a successful career. This TV, this impossible channel, was showing me that everything works out. The program title for this one? The Life You Built. For the next few hours, I was glued to the TV. I explored my life like a library. Channel 18 showed me my first day of high school, awkward and terrified. Channel 62 showed me my college graduation, my parents beaming in the crowd. Channel 30 showed me, 10 years from now, giving a presentation in a packed auditorium. Each channel was a snapshot, a moment in time. Some were incredible, some were embarrassing, some were just normal. But then I landed on Channel 101. The scene was dark. It was a hospital waiting room. I was there, older again, maybe in my 50s. My face was buried in my hands. I looked exhausted, broken. A doctor came out and spoke to me, and even though I couldn't hear the words, I saw the look on his face. I saw my future self collapse into sobs. The program info was just 2 words. The diagnosis. A cold dread filled the room. This wasn't a highlight reel anymore. This was everything, the good and the bad. I frantically changed the channel. Channel 102. An argument. Me and the woman from the beach photo. The scene was filled with tension and anger. It ended with her walking out, leaving me alone in a dark house. The title, The Breaking Point. I couldn't breathe. This wasn't a comfort anymore. It was a curse. Seeing the triumphs was one thing, but seeing the heartbreaks, the tragedies before they even happened, it was unbearable. I wanted to turn it off, to throw the remote against the wall and pretend this never happened, but I couldn't. I had to know. What was all this leading to? With a sense of finality, I typed in the highest number I could think of. Channel 999. The screen was different this time. It wasn't a scene. It was just text, white against a black background, like the closing credits of a movie. It read, Final scene, The Road Home, scheduled for tomorrow, 6:45 p.m. And below that, in smaller letters, it said, Status unlocked. Changes can be made. Changes can be made! My blood ran cold. Tomorrow, 6:45 p.m., a final scene. That sounded permanent. And what did it mean? Changes can be made. I immediately flipped back to the present. Channel 24, me, sitting on the couch, staring at the TV, a look of pure horror on my face. Then I flipped forward. I found a channel showing tomorrow, around noon. It showed me leaving my apartment, getting in my car. The program title was The Drive. Another channel, for 6:30 p.m. tomorrow, showed me driving on a highway, rain pouring down. The title, Approaching the Bridge. My heart was in my throat. I knew which bridge it was. The old one on the outskirts of town. The road home. I jumped back to channel 999. Status, unlocked. Changes can be made. Could I? Could I actually change it? What if I just don't drive tomorrow? What if I stay home? I flipped to a new channel, searching for a version of tomorrow where I didn't leave the apartment. I couldn't find one. Every channel I found for tomorrow showed me getting in that car. It was like my fate was sealed. But then, I remembered something. The program info for the hospital scene, the diagnosis, and the argument, the breaking point. I quickly navigated back to those channels. I checked the info, and my heart stopped. Their status was locked. I couldn't change those. They were set in stone. But tomorrow was unlocked. That single word gave me a sliver of hope. Why was this one different? Maybe some things are fixed points, moments of joy or sorrow that shape you. But maybe other moments, the big ones, the final ones, maybe those are choices. Maybe the TV wasn't just showing me my life. Maybe it was giving me a warning, a chance. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Part of me is terrified to even move. Another part wants to face it, to see if I can actually rewrite my own story. This strange, impossible television is showing me my past, my present, and a possible future. It's shown me that my life will be filled with love and success, but also with pain and loss. And it's shown me that tomorrow, at 6:45 p.m., my road home might be my final one. But it also told me that the future isn't written yet. The scene is set, but the ending is unlocked. And the remote control is right here, in my hand. What would you do? Thanks for watching. If you've ever had a strange, unexplainable experience like this, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories from the edge of reality. Stay safe out there.